It's 2024, baby. I don't know about y'all. I'm not getting no younger. I can't spend another year being someone that I don't want to be. I can't spend another year not living the life that I want to live. It is time. No day but today. Shout out to my rent fans. Tomorrow's not promised. So don't say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it next week. Do it right now. You spend all day on the couch anyhow. Make a call that's going to benefit your future. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jaleesa, back again with another video. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're following me on social media, on Instagram, you know that right now self-discovery and the self-discovery journey is my special interest, if you will. If you clicked on this video, you are either interested in your self-discovery journey, you're either on your self-discovery journey, or you already been through it and you just wanted to see somebody talk about their experience. So you can come listen to mine, even though I'm still on it. But I wanted to share it with y'all because we could be on it together. When I first started this journey of self-discovery, I feel like it was pretty like just shooting in the dark. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't really know where I was going. I didn't know why I decided to go and suddenly find myself, but I knew that I was unfulfilled. I knew that I was not happy with the choices that I was making. I knew that it was time for a change. And so as someone who has dealt with like codependency and abandonment issues, y'all know I always speak about that on my channel. I decided it was time for me to just pour into me, just figure out Jaleesa, just figure out what makes Jaleesa happy with or without people, with or without relationship, what makes Jaleesa really burn up, where's the passion, you know? And I feel like going on my self-discovery journey was my opportunity to do that, to figure out what makes me special, what makes me interesting, what makes me the person that I am. As women, it's really easy for us to fall into just having these labels of being mommy or being a daughter or being a wife or being a girlfriend, whatever, but like, who are you underneath that label? What makes you you? What makes you who you are? You do have an identity outside of that. And a lot of times I feel like us as women, we get so wrapped up in the title that we hold that we often neglect, who are we? Who is Jaleesa? Not just Aunt Jaleesa, not just sister, but who is Jaleesa at her core? And we owe it to ourselves to figure out who we are, because when we know who we are, we can show up better for the people around us. Self-discovery is essentially about creating a safe space for your true self, for your authentic self. It is giving yourself a space and the permission to just be you, to show up as yourself, because it is safe to be yourself. It is. I know what the little voice in your head is saying, but it's not true. It's just fear. And I always love that quote that says, right on the other side of fear is exactly what you want to experience. So if there's anything that you want to experience and something stopping you, I promise you that it's fear, and you just have to get over that to be able to get to what it is that you want. That was beautiful. That was really beautiful. You go on your journey of self-discovery. It is pretty much allowing yourself to find answers to these questions that are probably just circling around in your head that you're not really paying too much mind to, because you know that you have to live a certain type of life, whether that be for societal expectations, family expectations, whether that be personal expectations. You have a vision of who you are in your mind, and sometimes it does not always line up with the vision that you want to have. A lot of people walking around out here and they don't really know who they are. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want to do, but they know that they have to live up to certain standards, whether that be getting married, whether that be having children, whether that be sexuality, whatever it is. There's like this pressure to be this specific person, but like, aren't we here to just be ourselves? I feel like it is up to us to find out who we are, to really express ourselves, because there are people waiting for us. Like, I usually hear that whenever it is time for me to like show myself, be in front of the camera, like send a message out to you guys, I hear that. And y'all know that I'm clairaudient, so you know I have the gift of hearing. I hear like, someone needs to see this, someone needs to experience you. And you have to think that when you go on your journey of self-discovery, like you have to be able to understand that yes, it's for you to figure out who you are, but there's someone that needs to meet you. There's plenty of people that I've met on my journey, and I'm just like, I'm so glad that I met you. I'm so glad that you are you. Think back to people that you have met, that you've come across, you're like, yo, I'm really, really glad I met that person. They had to be who they were to be able to do whatever it is that they did for you in that moment. You feel me? So I know that if I'm a part of the collective, it's up to me to also find my identity, to also show up as myself, because someone is waiting for me. Someone needs me and someone needs you. So it's up to you to go on this journey to figure out who you are, what are your gifts, what are your interests, where do you need to be, because we all have places that we need to be. Some benefits of going on your self-discovery journey is self-awareness, being in alignment, personal growth, and overall contentment. Let's speak about self-awareness. It's really easy to begin to project onto other people when you lack self-awareness. And sometimes people who lack self-awareness the most are people who don't really know themselves. People who have not spent time with themselves. So instead of knowing who they are, the ins and outs of their personality, their characteristics, their traits, their strengths, their weaknesses, usually they like to pay attention and really push their characteristics and their beliefs onto other people. That's called projection. And so a lot of times, if you are stuck in this cycle of projection, if everybody else is the problem and you're never the problem, it's probably because you lack self-awareness. I'm not going to hold your hand when I say that though, because we need to get better. And sometimes you cannot enable or coddle people to be able to allow them to get better. You got to just rip that band-aid off, baby. You ain't got no self-awareness, and that's why it's going the way that it's going. And that used to be me. I used to didn't have any self-awareness, and it was getting to the point where I just wanted to figure out, like, why does this keep happening? Why do I feel like I'm in this cycle where I keep running into the same issues over and over again with people? That is a sign that there is something that needs to be learned. That is a sign that your spirit is calling your attention to this thing. In your attention that you give to that thing, that you start to kind of find an aspect of yourself. The more you identify the specific cycles that you keep going in your life, and the more you face them, you are able to have personal growth. Self-discovery and personal growth go hand in hand. The more you learn about yourself, the more you face yourself, the more you will be able to grow. Let's talk about being in alignment. There is something so beautiful about finding yourself, about finding your passions, about figuring out who you are, that just allows things to start unfolding in your life. It allows things to just start opening up for you. There's a level of clarity there where it used to be confusion. Early in my self-discovery journey, there was a lot of confusion. I didn't know which way I wanted to go. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know why I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know much of anything. And I really just had to get by myself and really just like look at myself in the mirror and be like, Jaleesa, what's up? Like, what's going on? What are we doing? And it was in that I was able to like sit down and again, either do journal prompts, just being by myself, going out, exploring the world, interacting with new people, that I was able to grow, that I was able to find myself. And then through that, these things called true desires started popping up in my life. And I was just like, I think I want to do a YouTube channel. When you spend time discovering yourself, it gives you the opportunity to figure out what it is that you want. It gives you the opportunity to heal. It gives you the opportunity to execute goals and dreams that you've always had that's just been underneath the surface, just waiting for you to figure it out. Like, wow, I actually really like to do that. I actually really enjoy doing this. And then you start to blossom like a little lotus flower. Embarking on your self-discovery journey will really allow you to shape your reality the way that you have always wanted to experience your reality. And I know you like, really, Jaleesa, all of that? Really, bro? All of that. All of that. A lot of people are living lives that they don't want to live because they don't know themselves. So they're just going with whatever is going. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to have kids. I'm going to get married. I'm going to move here. I'm going to live there. I'm going to do that. But like, is that what your soul really wants to do? Or are you just like going along with the flow? Are you living on autopilot? Are you living for yourself? It allows you to set boundaries because the more you know yourself, the more you're able to teach people how to love you. You spend time with yourself, you start realizing things about yourself, some of your needs and some of your likes and your dislikes. So then when you get to start knowing other people, you can set those boundaries and let people know like, when I'm by myself, I know that when I'm out, my social meter goes down about like an hour and a half into the situation, okay? When I'm by myself. So now when I go out, I allot a certain amount of time that I spend with people. And then when I feel that social battery die, I'd be like, you know what? It's time for me to go. All right, y'all, bye. I feel like it was real easy for me when I was younger to just be places because someone invited me there, be there past the time that I actually wanted to be there. I've been wanting to go home, but I didn't want to offend the other person. I didn't want to set that boundary and let that person know, like, listen, I can't be out this late. I don't want to be out this late. My social battery is dead. I would not be able to advocate and speak up for myself or set that boundary. It's like, it's about time for me to go. I definitely used to be the type of person that I was like, oh, I can't deal with people. I don't like people. I don't like people. And that's because I wasn't setting boundaries. The more boundaries you set with people, the more you can enjoy people. And the more you enjoy people, the more content you will be. Because like, let's keep it a stack, y'all. We need people.
Oh my God, I need people.
You need community. And sometimes it's really hard to be in community when you don't know how to set boundaries because you feel like maybe you're being used, you're not being loved properly, you're not being heard, people aren't meeting your needs, but you have to sit back and ask yourself, am I advocating for myself? And how can you advocate for yourself if you don't know your needs? And how can you know your needs if you're not spending time by yourself? It all adds up. go on your self-discovery journey. And last but not least, it really just helps you set goals for yourself to figure out what it is that you want. You dive deep and really do the work of figuring out who you are underneath the surface of who society tells you to be. All of a sudden, these goals, these dreams, these aspirations start to come to the surface, and it allows you to go towards things that are not only in alignment with you, but you're passionate about, things that make life worth living. No matter how big and no matter how small, it doesn't matter, but there's something in you that wants to come to the surface and you want to be able to live out. We're here to enjoy life, y'all. We're not here to just suffer and work and go to school. And no, it's not supposed to be that. We're supposed to have fun while we're here. There's something that your inner self, your higher self, your inner child wants to experience while they are here on this earthly plane. Give yourself the permission to do that. Figure out what it is. Dreams of being a pilot or something. I want to fly a plane. I want to be a botanist. I want to be a tattoo artist. I want to be a baker. Whatever. There's a dream underneath you that is waiting for you to give it permission to come to the surface, to go after it. You owe it to yourself to go after your dreams. You owe it to yourself to be yourself. I said in the beginning of the video, y'all, there could be somebody waiting for you. Someone waiting for your discovery, your creation, your words of encouragement, someone waiting for your protection. I don't know, I just heard that. Someone waiting for you to do the thing that you are supposed to do. And it's so much easier to figure out what that thing is when you dig deep, when you do the inner work to figure out, who am I? What do I want? Why am I here? Those questions do have the capacity to be answered. It doesn't even always have to be as deep as you expect it to be. Sometimes it can be right in front of your face. You just have to give yourself the space to see it. That's for someone. Now, y'all know I'm not going to sit here and act like it's all roses and daisies, okay? It's some challenges that come along this self-discovery journey. And for me, the one that I still deal with to this day, okay? Imposter syndrome. Even with me taking the time to get to know myself, even with me doing the work essentially and healing and going through all of these phases and stages of my life and facing the uncomfortable parts of myself and going after the dreams and the things that I want, I still am met with this feeling of, that ain't really you. This ain't who you are. You faking it. That's not your vibe. That's not your style. Whatever the case, I am faced with it daily. And actually, I'm starting to think that it is a sign that you're actually on the right track. When you start to question yourself, like, is this really me? Is this really what I want? Because were you doing that before when you were being what everybody else needed you to be? When you were living a life that everybody else, you wasn't really thinking about it, was you? You wasn't really worried about it, was you? So when you start becoming yourself and it feels a little bit uncomfortable, I feel like take that as a sign that you are right exactly where you're supposed to be. Y'all know I don't believe in coincidences. Coincidences? Coincidences. Coincidences. Is that the word? Is that how it's always sounded? Coincidence. I don't like it. So I sat down and y'all see I have this bookcase right here. Book called Destiny by T.D. Jakes. It just got my attention. So I just opened up the book. I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about, right? And it literally says, elements embedded on the roadmap to destiny are problems, pitfalls, failures, disappointments, confusion, betrayals, and frustrations. They are all signs that you're on the right road. Right as I sat down, Spirit called me to this book. Shout out to, I don't want to shout out T.D. Jakes, but thank you for the thing. Praise God. Yes, you will be met with imposter syndrome. You might be met with a little bit of confusion. You will be met with fear. You will be met with judgment. You will be met with doubt. I'm telling you, it's in the contentment. Whenever I get dressed and I dress for myself and I don't dress for other people, it's in the happiness that I feel when I connect with like-minded individuals that have just been magnetized towards me because I am operating in my true self, in my authentic self, and the people who are being magnetized towards me are reflections of who I am. I'm just like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it feels good to be around people who understand me, who speak my language. And that right there is a sign that you're on the right track. When you start to magnetize things into your reality that reflect who you are and who you want to be. People who reflect who you are, places that you just end up and you're just like, this is definitely my vibe. How did I get here? It is because you are operating at the right frequency. It means that you're on the right track. But that comes with challenges. I think one of the biggest things that also bothers me is like the judgment that comes along with becoming who you are and just stepping outside of people's perceptions of you, especially if they've known you for a long time and always thinking like they have to see you in a certain type of way. So when you step outside of that and you might start operating in the way that you have always wanted to, it's going to be a little bit of judgment. It's going to be a little bit of like, what are they doing? Like, what the heck is this? And that's okay too, y'all. Sometimes, you know, people can be haters. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. People be haters, okay? Sometimes people don't like the fact that you have been able to be yourself and they still can't be themselves. It's okay. Again, count it all joy. It means that you are on the right path. I think that is the one thing that stops people from really being who they want to be. It's like the judgment. Like, if I come out as this certain type of person, will people like me? Maybe the old people won't like you, but you damn sure will find some new people that really, really love you and appreciate you. That's how you have to think about it. That's how you can kind of get past the sting of judgment, because it will be judgment. It's going to be some people that's going to be like, she's fake, he's fake, they just doing that for attention. Whatever they want to throw out, that's on them, okay? A person's perception of you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. So you got to drop that and be able to push through the uncomfortableness, push through the doubt, push through the imposter syndrome, push through the fear, and really just show up as you. You ain't doing this work for no reason. I just got to a place in my life where I just was looking at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, is this who we are? Is this what we want? Is this the life that we want to live? It's not a bad life, you know? It's not horrible, but like, is this what I want? Like, is this what little Jaleesa wants? Is this what big Jaleesa wants? I had to ask myself those questions. And it really broke me down to the place and space of like, I don't even want to move forward with this life unless I know and I'm able to do exactly what it is that I wanted to do. And it takes time to get there, yo, to ask the proper questions, to have the support around you. Sometimes you won't have any support. Sometimes it's just you and God. Sometimes it's just you and whatever higher power you believe in, if you do believe in that. Sometimes it's just you and one trusted friend. It might get lonely, but it's all for the bigger picture. Like, that's been my word for the past week. Like, think about the bigger picture. It's uncomfortable right now, and that's because you're too close. You need to come back, zoom out a little bit so you can see everything. You know what I mean? And your self-discovery journey allows you to do that. It allows you to see the bigger picture of your life. Like, yeah, you need a job. Okay, cool. That's a small piece. Yeah, you got kids, you got to take care of them. That's a small piece. But if you step back and you look at the bigger picture, what's your purpose at your job? What's your purpose with your children? How do you see yourself raising your children? Things like that. You have to look at the bigger picture to be able to find that sense of like contentment that I think a lot of people are actually searching for. It's within. Spoiler alert, you never needed anyone else. You just needed to trust yourself. That's for me, but you can take that too. So you're probably asking, Jaleesa, like, how do I begin? How do I start my self-discovery journey if I don't really know who I am? I'm not happy with who I am. I have a life that I want to live, but I don't really know how to get there. I'm going to tell y'all, like I told y'all in my transformation video season, do not be afraid to be by yourself. If you are avoiding being by yourself, that means that you're avoiding personal growth. It means that you are avoiding self-discovery and you are doing the opposite of what it is that you're saying. If you really want to start figuring out who you are and embark on your self-discovery journey, I implore you to pick one day out the week. It can be a weekday, a weekend, whatever. One day out the week. One that is specifically for you and nobody else. You can put your phone on do not disturb. You could go off the grid, let a friend know, listen, I'm gonna be here. I need this time for myself. One day to yourself. Either do nothing, you can choose to go out, go to an event, go shopping, do something by yourself. Nobody on the phone, nobody that you're texting, nobody with you, just you and your thoughts. And I know for some people that's a scary thing. You can get there. You can work your way up. Maybe do half a day and then get to one day. But one full day that is just you and your thoughts. And I want you to journal at the end of the day and write down some of the things that you gravitated towards when it was just you and no one else around. What did I gravitate towards? Did I pick up a book? Did I go out for a walk? Did I want to go work out? Did I just want to sleep? Did I want to watch? What is it that you're gravitating towards? Do that for like a couple of months and then you'll start to see a pattern of the things that you are being drawn to, the things that you're interested in, the places that you're going. And that holds just a little key to the beginning of your journey. You cannot avoid this part. You cannot avoid the being alone part if you're really serious about this journey, because it's when you're by yourself that your true self comes out, and y'all know it. Y'all know when you by yourself, you start doing some stuff that you don't do in front of other people. That's the true version of you. That's the person that holds the key to that life. You know that life, that one that you be dreaming about, you think about before you go to sleep, or you think about in the morning, or you think about when you have time for yourself. That's the person that really holds the key. So do not avoid spending time with them. Y'all know I was going to bring it up because you know that I'm a journal girly. I actually just got a new journal. Love Never Fails, 1 Corinthians 13:8. It was $2. Journal. Keep track of your journey, y'all. It's going to be so many things that come up when you start spending time with yourself, when you start actually paying attention to who you are, when you start asking those questions. There's going to be things that come to the surface. So I implore everybody to get you a journal. I got this little cute journal from Ollie's. It doesn't have to be anything special. I got this journal from ShopRite. It's literally a composition notebook. Get you something that you can dedicate to this journey and keep note of the things that you're running into, whether subconsciously or consciously. You can write down goals. Again, I have journal prompts on my Instagram if you don't know where to start necessarily, but make sure that you're keeping track of this journey and make sure that you're really diving deep when you go, hey, Infinite Waters, when you do these journal prompts, because I promise you, your subconscious mind holds so much. It holds so much information about who you really are and who you want to be. Your journal is going to be your best friend because you're probably going to get lonely. It's kind of lonely in the beginning. I ain't gonna lie to you. Another tool that I used at the very beginning of my spiritual journey was meditation. I was heavy into meditation when I first started my self-discovery journey, of like really just trying to quiet my mind and create even a space to journal, a space to even get my thoughts together. I had to get quiet. Sit somewhere and be quiet, whether that be by the water, y'all know I love to be by the water, or just in your room, just a quiet space that you can have no interruptions, and just sit and breathe and clear your mind for 5 to 10 minutes. I promise you, if you really want to clear this out, you got to quiet your environment. You got to sit somewhere silently, no distractions. If you want to put on some binaural beats to help you, you're on YouTube right now, hit up the search bar, binaural beats, meditation music. There's hundreds of channels out there that can help aid you in your meditative practices. But I will say that meditation will really be key if you want to quiet your mind and be able to really see what's going on in here so you can figure out how to create your out here. I ain't trying to be before you long. That's it. Class is dismissed. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Comment your story down below if you have been on your self-discovery journey, if you want to be on your self-discovery journey, some questions that you might have. I love answering you guys' questions and just connecting with you guys. I'm also still on my self-discovery journey, so as I help you guys, I'm helping myself. So if this video was helpful, make sure that you like and subscribe and comment and come back for the next video, because this is just the first installment that we're going to be doing on this self-discovery series. I hope that it can help you the same way that it has been helping me. So all right, y'all, later.